So Vanessa, we're talking about the imposter syndrome, and I was wondering if you would share with the group about how that was very prevalent with your husband, I should say, when you first started dating him. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So when I first started dating my husband, I had incredibly low self-esteem, and I just really didn't believe that who I was enough, that I was good enough in every shape of, in every sphere, and I felt like I needed to become somebody else that wasn't me, in order to win the love and affection of a man I was in love with.
Yeah.
And that actually really started, when I look back, I can very clearly see that thinking of myself as never being enough, never being good enough, had strong roots when I was a very young, kind of 13-year-old girl. And it was at school, and I faced really deep rejection. And I went from being one of the most popular girls in school to literally having absolutely no friends. And that went from the age of 13 to when I graduated school. And I don't think I quite realised how much it impacted me and took away my confidence. I used to be a very confident girl. I used to, be very bold. But then I faced this rejection, and I almost felt like I was a plague. That just by association, people talking to me or being friends with me would make them look more unpopular. And I just remember I was so ashamed and embarrassed of who I was. I felt I was boring, I felt I was unattractive, I felt that nobody would ever want to be my friend. And I think it just spiraled.
Yeah.
The more rejection I faced, the less confident I became, the less able I was to, I guess, deal with the internal stuff that was going on.
Yeah.
Until I just became an absolute shell of who I was. And I remember at lunchtimes I would hide out in the school library. I would lock myself in the bathroom. I would, just try and do anything to avoid facing being alone and facing rejection. And as it went on, it manifested itself in just I could never be me. I never felt that who I was enough. I never felt I could be vulnerable and just share who I was, because I felt like who I was would be rejected, and I couldn't face that rejection again. And I just remember, I would be in conversations with people, and I would be trying to project this image of who I thought they wanted me to be, but I couldn't. And I just hated myself, and I would just feel so insecure. And I remember mid-conversation with people, I'd just excuse myself and say, I have to go. And I'd run into the bathroom and I'd just cry. Yeah. Because I was this imposter. I wasn't me, but I hated who I was, so I wasn't giving myself permission to be who I was. And then I remember when I met my husband, he was really, I didn't really let anybody close. I was shallow in relationships. I never went deep because I couldn't show my full self, because I didn't think my full self was enough or lovable or worthy of love. And then I met my husband, and I did exactly what I always did. I saw the kind of guy he was, I saw the kind of friends that he had, and I thought, oh, he wants this girl. He wants me to be funny, he wants me to be, happy, he wants me to, all these things. And I just became this person, and the imposter me was like rubbish. It was ridiculous. And I just felt like such a fake all the time, and I just felt so bound, because I could just never just go, oh, this is me, take it or leave it kind of thing. I was always trying to be somebody else, and it just was exhausting. And the amazing thing was, my husband can detect a fake from a mile away. He is really good when it comes to understanding false behaviours in people and seeing masks that we project and put on ourselves. And so he saw this person that I was projecting, and he was going, that's not you. That's not you. And he just gently, well, sometimes it didn't feel gentle. It was felt like I was being wrenched apart. It was so painful. But he'd just peel back the layers and kind of keep challenging and keep pushing and keep going, no, that's not enough. That's not you. I want to see you. And it was so hard, because I felt like I had to go to this place of being truly vulnerable in a way that I just was so afraid of going to.
Yeah.
But when I got to this place of vulnerability, and then, you know, we broke up because I was, you know, trying to be this person.
Oh,
and then
so you broke up?
we actually broke up.
Right.
Yeah, and that was one of the reasons was
Right.
because it just wasn't me.
Yeah.
And so we got back together again, and you know, gradually just, you know, pulled this mask off me that I was putting on, and eventually he got to see the real me, and it was the most freeing thing ever, because he saw the real me, warts and all, you know, everything that I didn't think was good about myself, and he just loved me.
Wow.
And, you know, he said, who you are is enough, and that really impacted me in a really big way, because I never felt enough. I never felt that who I was acceptable, and that freed me. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Vanessa, this is such amazing. You know, tell me this, that must have been a real milestone for you, for relationships moving forward, you know, whether it be now as a wife, as a new mum, whether it be, you know, in the film industry as a writer-director. Tell us about the freedom then that has come as a result of that. Or was it a little bit more delicate tiptoeing in other relationships after that?
No, it's been huge and momentous from that moment on. I would say that pre my husband, I had a few friends, but as I said, never really deep friendships where I could be vulnerable. I think this one relationship, which was a core relationship, and being vulnerable and sort of showing that this is who I am, and then being completely loved and accepted in a way I could have never thought possible outside of my family, who would just love me because I'm, you know, their daughter. You know, that just freed me to just be me. And since that point onwards, I had so many more deeper relationships where it was like the first step to then go, now I can be vulnerable with other people.
Yes.
And you know, the amount of friends, when I look at in my life, beautiful friendships that I have now, is incredible. And I never feel like I'm pretending. I always feel like I can just be me, and I feel like such a release. I never lock myself in bathrooms anymore because I'm afraid, you know, of just being me. You know, I can just such freedom. I can't even, there's no other word for it, but just free to be who I am. But I would just really encourage somebody that's in that place, be vulnerable again, trust again, let your heart, you know, be open to people, and just let people in, you know, because actually those are the truly deep relationships that are gonna, you know, change your life if you will let people in and become vulnerable again. Thank you.
Next time on the 7 series.
And I put it on social media, and when everyone was saying, oh wow, this is amazing, I found myself saying, so are you, you know, like and I don't even know why I was doing it really when I sat back and thought about it. I thought, why can't I just say thank you?